M Ravi, a well-known Singaporean anti-death penalty activist and former lawyer, has found himself at the center of a complex legal saga that has culminated in a 14-week jail sentence. This sentence comes after Ravi pleaded guilty to a series of charges that have shocked many in Singapore and beyond. The charges, which include voluntarily causing hurt, harassment, and causing a public nuisance, are particularly striking given Ravi's history as a human rights lawyer who has long fought for justice and against the death penalty in Singapore. Ravi, who is now 55 years old, was also fined 5,500 Singapore dollars, approximately $4,120 by the court, adding a significant financial penalty to his jail sentence. Moreover, the court ordered him to pay 30 Singapore dollars in compensation to one of his victims, a relatively small sum that nonetheless underscores the impact of his actions on those around him. The sentencing was carried out in a district court in Singapore, where Ravi faced the legal consequences of a series of incidents that have drawn widespread attention. The events leading to Ravi's sentencing are numerous and troubling. Among the most notable are his attacks on two paralegals at a law firm, an incident that sent shockwaves through the legal community. In addition to this, Ravi was involved in an altercation at a bookstore in Chinatown, where he was reported to have slapped a man in what was described as an unprovoked attack. These incidents were compounded by further actions, including pushing a restaurant worker and a temple priest in separate incidents. Each of these actions contributed to the charges that Ravi ultimately admitted to, leading to his sentencing. This series of events is particularly significant given Ravi's history. In May of this year, Ravi was disbarred, losing his license to practice law in Singapore. This marked a significant fall from grace for a man who had once been at the forefront of the fight for human rights in the country. His disbarment followed a series of controversies and legal challenges, including previous charges of causing hurt and trespassing, for which he had been fined and given a mandatory treatment order, MTO, in 2018 due to his bipolar disorder. During the sentencing on the 2nd of August, Deputy Principal District Judge Luke Tan played a crucial role in determining Ravi's fate. The defense team, representing Ravi, had argued that his bipolar disorder should be taken into account as a mitigating factor in his sentencing. They argued that Ravi's mental health condition had contributed to his actions and that this should be considered in determining his punishment. However, Judge Tan largely dismissed these arguments, pointing to Ravi's failure to fully comply with his treatment and medication over the years. This, the judge noted, was a significant factor in the decision to impose a jail sentence. Judge Tan's decision was informed by a number of factors. While the judge acknowledged that Ravi's bipolar condition may have played a role in some of the earlier offenses, particularly those that occurred around the same time as his contempt of court cases, he ultimately concluded that this was not sufficient to significantly mitigate Ravi's sentence. The judge emphasized that Ravi had been aware of his condition for many years but had failed to take the necessary steps to manage it effectively. This failure, the judge noted, had led to a series of incidents that caused harm to others and posed a risk to public safety. The prosecution, led by Deputy Public Prosecutor Timotheus Koh, also played a significant role in shaping the outcome of the case. Prosecutor Koh argued that Ravi's bipolar disorder should not be given significant weight as a mitigating factor in this case. He pointed to recent judgments on sentencing principles for offenders with mental conditions, noting that these principles may not have been fully considered in Ravi's previous sentencing for contempt of court. This argument was persuasive to the judge, who ultimately sided with the prosecution's view that a substantial jail sentence was warranted. The prosecution had initially requested a jail term of 18 to 24 weeks, along with a fine. This was a substantial request, reflecting the seriousness of the charges against Ravi and the impact of his actions on his victims and the broader community. However, Ravi's defense lawyers, Mr. Eugene Thorizingam and Mr. Ing Yuan Shang, argued for a more lenient sentence, suggesting a maximum of 7 weeks in jail and a fine. They pointed to Ravi's mental health condition and his history of contributing to public service through his work as a human rights lawyer. In the end, Judge Tan imposed a 14-week jail sentence, a decision that falls between the prosecution's request and the defense's plea. This sentence is not only a punishment for Ravi's actions but also serves as a stern reminder of the importance of adhering to treatment and medication for individuals with mental health conditions. Judge Tan emphasized that Ravi must recognize the serious consequences of failing to manage his condition and that this failure has had a profound impact not only on himself but also on those around him. The judge's remarks during sentencing were particularly pointed. He described the sentence as a stern reminder of the critical importance of full adherence to a treatment regimen, noting that the jail term would provide Ravi with time to become accustomed to the necessity of taking his medication in a disciplined manner. Judge Tan made it clear that only by helping himself through disciplined and determined adherence to his medication and treatment could Ravi hope to adequately address his bipolar disorder and avoid causing further harm to others and damage to himself in the future. Following his sentencing, Ravi took to social media to express his thoughts on the outcome. In a Facebook post, he offered a heartfelt apology, acknowledging that his actions were the result of a hypomanic episode and that he should have taken better precautions to manage his bipolar disorder. He expressed deep regret for the harm he had caused and the loss of confidence that many had in him due to his relapse. However, Ravi also expressed disappointment with the court's decision. He argued that imprisoning someone with a mental health condition does not address the root causes of their behavior and pointed to the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities as a framework that advocates for a restorative approach in the criminal justice system. This approach, Ravi suggested, should integrate treatment and rehabilitation as essential components for maintaining societal order, rather than relying solely on punitive measures. Looking ahead, Ravi has indicated that he plans to focus on positive contributions to society following his release. He has expressed a desire to volunteer and advocate for the rights of individuals with psychological conditions, using his own experiences to help others who may be struggling with similar challenges. This commitment to advocacy and public service, despite the legal challenges he has faced, reflects Ravi's enduring dedication to the cause of human rights and social justice in Singapore. As this case comes to a close, it leaves many questions about the intersection of mental health and the criminal justice system in Singapore. Ravi's case highlights the complexities involved in addressing the needs of individuals with mental health conditions who find themselves in conflict with the law. It also raises important questions about how the legal system can better support rehabilitation and treatment for such individuals, ensuring that justice is served while also addressing the root causes of their behavior. For viewers of 2230, this case is a stark reminder of the challenges faced by those with mental health conditions and the importance of support systems that help them manage their conditions effectively. We encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you think the sentence was fair? Should more emphasis be placed on treatment and rehabilitation in cases involving mental health conditions? Let us know what you think. And if you found this coverage informative, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth news analysis and coverage of important issues affecting our community. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to hearing your thoughts.